Welcome back. My name is Coraima. This is Behind the Music. Now, let me tell you, this is my second time recording this video. The first one, I liked it. It was cool, but I didn't realize there were people around me eating, and there were like bugs and flies and everything coming around. And all you see me doing in the video is going like this, like karate chopping the air. And I was like, let me re-record this. And then on top of that, I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, but people were still calling me, texting me. It was getting in my way. And I was like, you know what? Let me just do this video all over again. Either way, I got time. Let's get to it. So, flip the script. This is the third song out of the four that I had mentioned for you to go listen to. If you want to get to know me better, know my story, my upbringing, where I came from, just my thinking, I guess you could say, pick my brain a little bit. These are the four songs. The next one that I'm going to release this week is That's How I Do. So stay tuned in for that one. But today we're going to talk about Flip the Script. Now, right away, I go into talking about the names that I've used. Lorianne, Asia, Bree. There's no particular reason why I used these names in the past. I just like how it sounds. I got away with it. People will believe me when I say these were my names, so it is what it is. I don't care. But anyways, these were the names. They were the ones that matched the best too with the lyrics. And the reason why I would use aliases, because notice I never even said my nickname. I would use these aliases is protection. For one, with how the internet is and was back then, how the internet is and was, it's like you don't know what people are doing behind closed doors, especially when you meet somebody. Like, let's say you meet somebody at a bar, a club, or even just walking. You don't know anything about this person. So why would you give them that opportunity to know who you really are? You got what I'm saying? Like, if I give you my name with everything that I know, even the few things that I knew back then, because now I know a little bit more, even with the things that I knew back then, it's like if I give you my name, I don't know what you practice. I don't know who you worship. I don't know what you talk to. I don't know anything about you. The last thing I want to do is give you my name and you go over there to your little corner and start doing some things, and do a little strange for some change. Like, you ain't gonna do that with my name. That's why I would always give aliases and different things like that. So, speaking of, it was the protective mechanism for me. That was the main reason why. Another thing that I talk about this song is my ability to adapt to people, to environments, like a chameleon. I even say that in the song. And that's something that I've been gifted with. And it's helped a lot with public speaking. It's helped a lot with working with clients, working with people from all across the country, even around the world. Because I've met people from, most recently, I met somebody from Ghana, which is pretty cool. Shout out to you if you're watching. And it's just been, the ability to adapt to no matter what situation has been a blessing, has been a gift. So that also ties into using a different name as far as the protection mechanism. Now, I'll add this. This is not something that I wrote down in my notes or anything like that. But when I was watching, it was one particular show. I don't remember who it was or what it was. I just know that they were talking about a man. And this particular man, he was on the run for I don't know how many years, and he was never caught. He was that good. He was never caught. The reason why he got caught was because they were able to find out his name from birth. They were able to find out all his information because he had obviously changed his identity. And they were following him because they suspected it was him, but they weren't sure because, plastic surgery and all that thing. and they said his real name. This man turned around. What do you think happened? Right away, they caught him. So that's also been something. I'm not trying to tell you how to get away with anything, but that's something that I've learned, as a side note, with this name change, with adapting, with just being present in my environment. That that episode in particular really opened my eyes and changed everything. And it's crazy? Now that I think about it, I had this happen to me with one of my dogs. I got him from an adoption, one of those shelters, and I had to register the chip, but he already had a chip in him, and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't change anything like anything pertaining to that chip unless I had records of his previous owner, address, all of that stuff, so they could get in contact with that person and then say like, hey, yeah, I released this dog into adoption. Tell me how I did that same thing to the dog. I said the dog's name that was on the chip. Man, let me tell you, that dog responded so quick. I was like, wow. So it's little things like that. I'm not telling you how to get away with anything, but it's little things like that that if you're trying to do something, you need to be present in in the moment at all times. And that's something that I've learned throughout the years, especially with that situation of the name change and whatnot. I know I went like far off, but that's what these videos are for. That's why I like recording and doing all these things. All right, so let's keep it going. What changed? Because now I do use my name for everything. Even on my social media platforms, Facebook, all of that, I do use my name. So what changed? The more knowledge, the more wisdom, the more understanding, the more of everything. So I started praying. I started praying over everything, over my Instagram accounts, YouTube, TikTok, over my clients, even people who, I'm like, God, whoever you bring my way, protect them, make sure they're safe, make sure this, that, whatever, create a safe space. Like I pray over everything. And I started doing that. And that's what made me feel comfortable, because one thing, if you look at some of these social media pages from, people that practice other things, they give themselves away, which I already knew from before, just from studies and whatnot, and, things on my own time. I already knew people were doing that, where they would attack you. All some people need is some pictures or one picture. That's all they need. And some people, they're really so in tune that all they need is a name. You don't really know the battles that you're going through, so you tap in. So what I started doing was, all right, God, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to step into. This is what I'm called to do. I gotta put angels, hedges of protection, fiery wall, all of this stuff. I gotta do all of these things to make sure that life is smooth. I'm not saying I'm not gonna have any trials and tribulations, but that there's no attacks of hate, jealousy, no envy or anything from somebody else trying to like put it on me. Like, So one thing, if you take away anything from this video, any piece of advice, is if you're going through anything in your life that you're like, man, what is going on here? What, like, I don't get it. Try praying over your social media pages. And also try not putting so much of your business out there, especially your kids, your personal life, where you live, your cars and all that. Try not putting that on social media, because you don't know who's watching, especially even if your page is private, it could be the people in your own circle. Like, we see this in the New Testament. It was the closest person to him that did the do. So pray over everything in your life, every aspect, your social media, and I guarantee you're gonna see a shift. But anyways, I'm like going into story after story after story. Flip the Script is one of those songs. I want to say it's my favorite. It really is, because this is who, I don't want to say who I am, because I'm already embracing it. I'm, comfortable in my own skin. It is what it is. But this is who I was for like a very long time. I would never tell people my real name unless you went to school with me. Unless I was cool with you, you would know my nickname, but not my real name. So I would always give different, aliases. So this is one of those songs, especially with that beat. Man, that beat go hard. Especially with that beat, this is by far, I haven't had a song top this off yet. So I can say Flip the Script is my favorite. That's How I Do. I like it as well, but that one just has a different meaning and a different story behind it. So I don't really say that that one's my favorite. This one is more so, out of all the songs that I've written, this one has to be the one. So yeah, this is Flip the Script. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what song I should do next. I've already created these 4 as far as like who I am. I'm trying to think what I want to talk about next. So yeah, by the time that you're watching this video, I already released an instrumental album. I believe it's 9 songs, because I added 2 of the same ones, just one was extended. Go and check it out. It's new. I released it today, so whenever I drop this video, it's already out. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Make sure to like and subscribe. And it's crazy, for somebody that likes nature, I really don't like bugs and I don't like all of these critters. I'm really trying my best not to like cringe and stuff, but I see them walking around and I'm like, oh my god, get away. But the last video was worse, because I was like karate chopping the air and like, oh my god, talking about the bugs. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going off topic here. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next one.